So I decided I want to be tagged. Let's do this. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be sharing my online teacher journey, which is a tag that Meg from MEG'S Crayons created a couple of weeks ago. And I also saw Brandy from Bunny's Classroom do it. So I decided I want to be tagged. Let's do this. I'm also going to be sharing a little extra about myself so that you can kind of learn a little bit about who I am and my journey here online as a teacher. So without further ado, let's get started. So basically, I want to first introduce myself. My name is Mariely Sanchez, and if that's a hard to pronounce, Mariely, because it's meant to be said in Spanish, you can actually say it Mariely. So Mariely. So Mariely Sanchez, if it's hard for you to say Mariely, but my name is Mariely Sanchez, and I have been teaching for 17 years. I am currently a 4th grade teacher in South Florida. All right, so here's question number 1. What is your handle, blog, vlog name? So my handle is at Pencils and Magic Wands, and you can find me on both Instagram and Twitter. Actually, on Twitter, I'm at Pencils and Magic because Pencils and Magic Wands was too long for Twitter. My blog, because I do have a blog, but it's very old, so if you were to go to it, you won't find any new posts. It's something on my to-do list of things that I have to do. I gotta update my blog, I gotta update my website, but basically my blog is also Pencils and Magic Wands. My Teachers Pay Teacher store is Pencils and Magic Wands. My Teacher's Notebook store is Pencils and Magic Wands, and my YouTube channel is Pencils and Magic Wands. Where did your journey begin? All right, so hold on tight because it's gonna be a little long here. So my online journey, so my presence online as a teacher actually began back in 2002. Which was actually my 2nd year of teaching. That's when I decided to make my own classroom website. And I used GeoCities, which was way back in the day when Yahoo had a free website generator, and it was GeoCities. And that's where I kind of started. I started with GeoCities. I used their basic template to create my website, but then I learned that I needed more ways to add content. So I started branching out and learning HTML on my own, which is hypertext markup language. That's the language of the internet. So I taught HTML, the little bit that I needed to know on my own, and I started writing code to create my website through GeoCities. And then after that, because I wanted to do more, I ended up buying my own domain, sanchezclass.com, through Yahoo, and it's still there. sanchezclass.com is still there. Again, that's another thing on my to-do list. I gotta update my website, but that is where it kind of continued. So I started in GeoCities in 2002, and then as I grew in my knowledge of the website and the internet, I branched out and I actually bought my own domain, and I have Yahoo. Currently, Yahoo still hosts my website. And then from there, I went in 2006 to proteacher.net. And that is an online community. It's very old, but it's still active. It's a lot of message boards where teachers post questions and ideas, and they just share and collaborate, which is amazing. And I'm trying to get back to it to be more active because I haven't really been that active since I think 2014. But I want to get back to that. I love going on there and looking at questions that new teachers post and try to give advice and tips on things that they can do to address whatever comments that they are having at that time. So that's basically where I branched off. So first my website, then the Pro Teacher community. Then, and I'm sorry because my iPad decided to go to sleep because I was taking too long answering that. And then after that, I decided in 2012 that so 6 years after being active in the Pro Teacher community, I decided in 2012 that I wanted to create my own content, because on my website, Sanchez Class, I included all the documents and things that I created to use in my classroom. So I wanted it all to be in one place so that wherever I was in the world, this was before we had cloud storage and all that stuff, but I wanted to know that wherever I was in the world, as long as I had internet access, I can go to my website and download the documents that I needed to use at that moment. So that's how I started putting my content on my site. But then I started thinking I need to start posting some of this content online for other teachers. So I decided to start writing a blog to share my ideas And along with the blog, I opened up a teacher's notebook store. Now, if you're not familiar with Teacher's Notebook is just like Teachers Pay Teachers. So they provide teachers with a platform to post content that they create so that other teachers can also buy it and use it in their classroom. And the reason why I went to Teacher's Notebook first and not Teachers Pay Teachers was because at the time I didn't have the money to pay the annual fee that you need to pay for Teachers Pay Teachers in order to get commission. In 2012, when I registered with Teacher's Notebook, I only paid $20 for the lifetime access to Teacher's Notebook to get 80% commission, and there are no fees when they pay me my commission. So I said, hey, this is a better deal than Teachers Pay Teachers right now for me, and this is what I'm going to use. And I know that Teacher's Notebook is not as well known as Teachers Pay Teachers, but that's where I kind of got started. So I had my Teacher's Notebook and I blog, and I was ready to go. I started it in the summer. I started creating some content and I put it there, and then everything halted. And the reason everything halted was because in 2012 I started my PhD. So yes, once I started my PhD, my blog and my Teacher's Notebook store got put in the back burner. And it was in the back burner for a while. And then in 2014, we joined Instagram as a way to connect with other teachers, because I already had an Instagram that I was using for my health and fitness journey, but I wanted to only follow teachers on a separate Instagram. So that's when I went ahead and I created my Pencils and Magic Wands Instagram account, and I started following a lot of teachers. And that was fun, getting ideas from them and being inspired by them, and sharing what I was also doing in my classroom. So that's kind of like where I continued on. After Instagram, in 2015, I decided to finally open my Teachers Pay Teachers store with the purpose of being serious about creating content for my store and posting it on both Teacher's Notebook and Teachers Pay Teachers. But again, I was still working on my PhD, so it was very hard to create content. And I only had like 2 things that I was selling, and a lot of free stuff. I still have a couple of items that are pretty free, and then a few items that I am selling, and I still have to add content. And believe me, that's also on my to-do list, especially for this new year. But that's when I decided to open my Teachers Pay Teachers store in 2015. And then most recently, now in September 2017, I decided to start my own teacher YouTube channel after being inspired by so many teacher YouTubers out there, like Pocket Full of Primary, Genuine Teaching, Apples and Tiara, Too Cool for Middle School, and so many more. Teach Like a Girl, Christina Costa, and so forth. So after being inspired by all these wonderful teachers, and MEG'S Crayons too, there's so many things inside my head right now as I'm trying to remember all these answers. But yes, definitely, of course, Meg from MEG'S Crayon. They all inspired me to share my ideas too, because as I was sitting there watching their YouTube channels, I was being inspired and I was being motivated to try some of their ideas out in my classroom. And I'm like, hey, what if I can also motivate other teachers in doing this? So I decided to also go ahead and open up my own YouTube channel. So that's basically my journey from 2002 to 2017. That's basically where I started and where I am going, and who knows where I'm going to go from here, but I'm still around. Question number 3. How did you come up with your handle or your name? All right, so Pencils and Magic Wands, as I was sitting there trying to think of a name for my blog, because after having Sanchez class, because of course Sanchez class, that's my classroom, I wanted to just start my own blog to just solely share ideas on my blog and my thoughts as a teacher. I'm like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna, create a name for this? So I started brainstorming on different things that represent who I am and things that I love. So pencils, of course, because I love writing and I love teaching writing, and writing is one of my passions, which is why my PhD is somehow connected and concentrated around literacy, which includes writing. So definitely pencils. Okay, fine. But I also love fairies and I love magical things. So wait a minute, I started thinking pencils represent writing, which is one of your passions. And when you teach in your classroom, it's like you're creating magical moments. So pencils and magic wands. And that's how I put it all together. And I'm very, very happy with that. It represents 2 facets of my life and 2 things that I love, So that's how I came up with my YouTube name, my Instagram name, my Teachers Pay Teachers store name, my Teacher's Notebook name, and my blog name. So that's where it came from. What is the biggest lesson you have learned along the way? So the biggest lesson that I have learned along the way is that as teachers, we never stop learning. And I love the fact that being online and having my journey be online since 2002, I'm able to reach out to other educators and speak to them, whether it's through email, through message boards, through comments on Instagram or YouTube, or through tweet on Twitter. There's so much to learn from each other, and we never stop learning. And one of my favorite quotes is from Socrates that says, I'm just going to paraphrase in my own words, basically it says, the greatest wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Basically, so the moment you start thinking that you know everything you need to know, that's the moment where you haven't really learned everything there is to know, because there's so much that you can learn. As teachers, we never stop learning, and it's great to be able to have a community to come to and to learn from. So that's one of the biggest lessons. What is your greatest takeaway from your journey so far? My greatest takeaway is the amazing support that is offered by the online teaching community. All you have to do is just ask a question or post a post, and you have a whole bunch of teachers that are there to answer those questions for you. So that is my greatest takeaway, is being able to not only learn from other teachers, but also grow in your professional learning network and build relationships with teachers from all over the country and all over the world as well. So that's my biggest takeaway. What is your greatest advice that you want others to know? My greatest advice is, if you are planning on starting an online journey, whether it is through a blog or a YouTube channel or Instagram or Twitter, just do it. Don't think about it too much. Don't think that you need the right equipment. Don't think that you need to have the right topic. Just sit down in front of a camera like I did in September and just speak and say whatever is on your mind, or post whatever you need to post. Just do it and you will not regret it. So that is my greatest advice that I can give to someone that is thinking about starting their online journey. And we have an amazing community of teachers. I'm just thankful to be part of it. All right, so a little bit of an extra. Siri wanted to join the conversation. I wanted to add a bonus question for this tag. And basically my bonus question is, what is your main goal? What do you hope to accomplish? So my main goal and what I hope to accomplish with my YouTube channel and my online presence is to continue to grow as a professional, and also to share my ideas and my lessons with others, because who knows, maybe there is a teacher out there that I may inspire and I may motivate as well. So that is my greatest goal in being online and now having a YouTube channel, to share my thoughts and my ideas. So that's basically it for my online teacher journey. And if you are a teacher, I tag you to also do this tag, and also let Meg from MEG'S Crayons, because she is putting all these videos together in a playlist. And I asked Meg about this and she agreed. She actually loved the idea. Go ahead and use the hashtag #MyOnlineTeacherJourney if you want to share your online teacher journey. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a future video. And I hope you have a beautiful, magical day. Don't forget to smile.